guys, how's it going? So first of all, we have a new background situation. We switched the couch so it's no longer facing the other way, so there's a window there now. So new background, that's the first thing. But basically, I am here to give you a little bit of a life update. You guys have asked some questions about things that have been going on in my personal life, and then you also just had some other questions. I did ask you for questions over on the YouTube community tab and also over on my Instagram feed and my very first Instagram story, because I'm super old. I have no idea how Instagram stories work. Like, I love looking at other people's Instagram stories, but for my own Instagram, like, I have no idea how it works. So if you want to teach an old lady how Instagram stories work, you can leave that down in the comments below. This is a total tangent, but I don't know like what the difference is about like putting things in your stories versus like putting things on your feed. And like, I get that one is 24 hours and one is permanent, but other than that, like, I don't really get it. Like, what's the difference? I digress. But the first thing that I wanted to talk with you guys about, because I've been getting an overwhelming number of questions about this, is my keto journey, or my kind of keto journey, and then my like weight loss and health journey, that kind of thing. So you guys know that I am on this journey to get healthy, and I have been doing so many things, and honestly, for a while, I was off the wagon. Like, I was just putting whatever I wanted to put in my face, and I wasn't buying organic groceries, and you guys can see that. Like, I did a Costco haul where some of the stuff wasn't organic, and that is not me. That is not my style at all. So I do kind of know what was going on. I didn't have a lot of motivation because I wasn't seeing any results, but part of it was my own fault. I was doing like the bare minimum. So when I'm not having like my one meal where I can have carbs, if you don't know the program that I'm following, it's called the Carbohydrate Addicts Diet. I call it kind of keto because it follows similar principles, but you do still get to have some carbohydrates for energy, one meal a day. And I'll leave that book linked down below if anybody wants to check it out. That's just the thing that I've always used, and it's worked for me before, but I've never done this like way of eating as I've been older. And I think that I was expecting results like I had when I was younger, and I don't know why I thought that. Like, I kind of got in this pattern of like, okay, this is gonna happen for me really fast. I'm gonna see results really fast. I'm gonna be back into my pre-pregnancy jeans really fast. And it wasn't that way. I was just really like hating on my body, and I don't know, that's why I haven't been putting out like any body positivity content either. Like, I've just been super sensitive about how my body looks, like even to the point where like I don't let my husband put his arm around my midsection at night. And in my mind, that's like just insane because he's physically attracted to me at any size, but I just had been beating myself up because I wasn't making any progress. And I have these jeans, if you know them, I don't know if Gap makes them anymore, but they're the Gap long and lean jeans, and they're the jeans that I've worn since like a high school, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to wear them again, to be honest. Not because I can't like ever get back down to that size, but just because after I've had 2 kids now, my body shape is just different. Like, even if I lost like a good amount of the weight that I have right now, I think that I still would just not be able to fit in those jeans right. I don't think they would look right, and I think that that was really depressing me, because before I got pregnant with Harrison, those were the jeans that I lived in. Those are my favorite jeans. I love them so much, but I just don't know that they're gonna ever work for my body again. And it was really, really depressing for me because I love those jeans, and I don't know if you guys know, but I'm also 5'11". So shopping for jeans is like trying to find a 36-inch inseam or jeans in either a long length or sometimes an extra long length is a nightmare. It's not as bad as it used to be. A lot more stores do have those extra long and long lengths, but now trying to find them in like a plus size, it's been really hard. So I spent a lot of time wearing leggings that didn't look right. I like LuLaRoe clothes, but their leggings do nothing for my body. I need something with a little bit more structure and shape to really hold me in. There is a panel on the LuLaRoe leggings if you've never seen them, and the prints are so cute. Like, I just want to like them, but they just don't fit my body correctly, and they emphasize things that I don't really want emphasized. I was living in these leggings that did nothing for my body, and I was looking at myself in the mirror mirror very rarely. I was just kind of avoiding mirrors. I was in a really bad place, I think, like looking at my body and this new body that I'm in, and I actually want to do a video about like the mom body and like loving the body that you're in. I think that I maybe needed to go on this journey, like this mental journey, to kind of get back to a good place. This is kind of a rant, I guess, but I feel like after I had kids, like my body is just not the same, and I knew after I had kids that things were gonna be different. I knew that going into everything. I totally knew that. But like living in a new body and seeing like where your body has changed, like I was kind of hoping I would get a bigger butt out of the deal, like if I'm completely honest, but that didn't happen. I got bigger in other places that I don't like. I got smaller in places that I did like I'm probably a good cup size on my chest difference than I was before, and like I was just being so overly critical of myself, and I was like, you know what, it doesn't matter what I eat. I'm never gonna be healthy. I'm never gonna be able to be physically fit. I'm never gonna be able to run with my husband. Like it's just never gonna happen for me. And so I just kind of gave up for a long time. I've been back on, I call it on my program for, I want to say a month, but I don't think it's been that long. I think it's only been like 2 or 3 weeks, but I already feel so much better. I kind of get like a foggy mind when I'm eating a lot of sugar and carbs and stuff. If that happens to you also, leave that down in the comments below. I also have PCOS, and so those symptoms, they act up like crazy when I am not doing what I need to do. I feel better in that regard. I've also noticed that my jeans are fitting better. They're actually a little bit big right now, especially the ones with stretch, which I mean, that is a good thing. I need to keep reminding myself that what I'm doing is to be healthy. It's not necessarily to be thin. And I think that's really hard for me because I think that in our culture, when women like change their eating lifestyle and that kind of thing, I think the ultimate goal a lot of the time is to lose weight and to be thin. And like getting out of that frame of mind, even though I'm someone who's so like, you know, out there with body confidence and, you know, love your body, that kind of thing, I struggle too. Like I get it. The media pushes this ridiculous image on women, and like even as a YouTube content creator, men and women alike have said the rudest things to me. It's hard not to take that personally. I do my very best to just brush it off, but I'm also someone who overthinks things, and if you tell me something good or bad, I kind of replay it in my mind like a million times. I would fixate on it, and it's just not a healthy way to be, but I am in a good place now, and those of you who are there with me and who have been supporting me and asking questions and checking in, like you are so appreciated. Like that means the world to me, and it actually has motivated me to like want to be better. Like you guys are kind of holding me accountable, so it's really, really nice. I have had a few requests for another what I eat in a day video, and if you guys want, I can do more keto what I eat in a day videos, so let me know if that is something that you're interested in doing. And remember, I'm not doing 100% keto. Like I've had comments on my other what I eat in a day video, and they're like, this has too much carbs and da 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 da. No, like you don't know what I'm doing, and you clearly didn't read the description. Remember that if you are watching those videos and you're coming to this video. But that is all for that health journey update. So that is where I'm at now and where I have been. Another big question that I've been getting from a lot of people is like, how are Brian and I doing in marriage counseling and just kind of otherwise? We're actually in a really good place. I feel like we've been having a lot of fun together, and we have definitely been sharing the parenting duties more, which was a big point of contention in our marriage, and kind of when we were having trouble, just something that we both were struggling with. We have made it a point to have once a month date nights, and we have been holding to that. I don't think we've skipped a month yet, and it has been so much fun. We both love going out and doing things with the kids. Like that's one of our favorite things, is to find things that we can do that include the kids, because they are our life. Like we love being with them. Being out with my husband, I didn't realize like how much I missed just being able to sit across a table from him or sit in like a movie theater with him. And I'm getting emotional, you guys. I think I'm a little bit emotional today. I don't know what's up, but like sitting in a movie theater with him and just like being able to laugh and talk, and like it reminds me of like when we were back in college. We had so much fun together, and I think finding that fun has really been helping us, because we were really good friends before we ever even like got into a relationship, and I think having that friendship base just really helped us out in the long run. It's awesome. I love it, and I'm so happy right now. And from what Brian has told me, he is happy right now too. It's also really cool because the sun is finally out in Portland. It's not raining, so we can actually get out and do things, which is both of our desire. Like, it's so good for us to be outside. So in that regard, I think that we are in a pretty good place right now. And then as far as marriage counseling goes, we are still doing counseling, which I would advocate for anybody, even if you're not having a hard time, having somebody who is like non-biased and who can listen to you and like kind of redirect your conversation or get you thinking in a way that you may not have, or even recognize issues like in your own self that you might not have thought were even contributing to anything that was like even a little bit of tension in your marriage. It's an awesome thing, and I wish there wasn't such a stigma about like going to counseling and like seeing a therapist. I really enjoy going to therapy with Brian especially, and we've done times where we go together, and then sometimes we've done it like where he will go first and then I will go, just so like we can both have a place to talk. But we have had kind of a rocky road like finding a counselor that works for us, and this is something to think about if you are pursuing marriage counseling. Make sure that you find the right fit for you. We tried in-person counseling, like a face-to-face, and it just wasn't a good fit for us. We're both busy working parents, which leaves like this much time for us to get out of the house. And then we actually started doing online counseling, and this is 100% not sponsored, but I just love this service. If you've heard of BetterHelp, they also have a like sister company that does like marriage counseling and couples counseling called Regain. That has been really good for us and for our schedule. We have gone through, I think, 2 counselors, just like one wasn't a good personality fit, and then the second one, she didn't have enough like scheduling availability for us to be able to get in and like do what we needed to do. So yeah, we've gone through a couple, but this one, I don't know, I really connect with her, and I hope that Brian does too. He's having his first session with her today, actually, as we speak. So yeah, I'm really excited about how things are going. And now this video is going to be forever long, but I want to make sure that I get to these also because you guys did answer some questions. I left them over on my Instagram and then over on the YouTube community feature. So I did want to make sure that I answer your questions. So I'm going to rapid fire answer a few of your questions really quick. I'm going to answer the Instagram questions first, and then I'll go over to the YouTube comments. So the first one is from Renisha, and she said, when did you first start planning and what was your planner of choice? So I first started planning, and I've talked about this a couple times, in college, just like with a, you know, the planner they hand out at the student center. No, it was even before that because I had a planner in high school. So I probably started first planning in high school just to keep track of classes and that kind of thing. But as far as like decorative planning, I started probably 2015 when Happy Planner first released. I had been like hearing about people using planners and decorating them and using cute planners, and I think I had just heard about the Erin Condren, I think, if I remember correctly. And I was actually looking for something similar to the Erin Condren, but that didn't cost like an arm and a leg, basically. So yeah, I was looking for a planner, and then I went to Michael's and found a Happy Planner. And for me, I've tried a variety of different ones. I've tried spirals. I haven't tried the little binder ones, but I have tried like a mini spiral. I've just tried a lot of different ones. And for me personally, honestly, and this is just not like planner loyalty or anything, it's just what works best for me, is the Happy Planner. And I just really like the disc bound system. If it wasn't called the Happy Planner, and if it was another brand, as long as they had the discs, that's what I would go for. And then KS Frog on Instagram asks me, do I do any crafts? I definitely do planning, and sometimes I'll do like little crafts with my kids, but as far as like big crafts, like DIY type stuff, I do those occasionally, but honestly, I just don't have time right now. Maybe it's something I'll get into later, but as far as like, do I do any crafts? Mostly I stick to planning just out of time. And then Nicole E. Mart, I hope I'm saying your Instagram handle correctly, but she said, can you update us about your eating habits, eating kind of keto, share foods that you are eating? I answered this question already at the beginning of this video a little bit, but as far as foods that I'm eating right now, I'm really into like egg muffins for breakfast, and basically I'll just like scramble some eggs, and then you can put whatever you want in there. It's basically like a mini quiche, and you put it in like a muffin tin. You can make them whatever size. I've done them in the mini muffin tin, the regular size, and the big ones, and I did have some requests from you guys for me to show you how I make those, so that video is coming. Right now it's just a busy time of year, so that is something I'm really into. I'm really into like turkey sausage right now. I was really into turkey like lunch meat, but I'm not really so much into that right now. I'm eating a lot of salads. In my Costco haul, which I will link below, I got these like bag salads, which were awesome. I also got a bunch of romaine lettuce that I cannot use because everybody's like, throw out all your romaine lettuce. such a bummer. I'm kind of mad about it actually. I'm also into eating kimchi, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with what kimchi is, but basically it's like a spicy sauerkraut. It is originally like a Korean dish, and I'll link like some recipes down below or just like some links where you can buy it. I get the one at Costco because it's so good. My husband has made some before because you can make it like raw and organic. It's really, really good, and it's really good for you. I'm also really into hummus. I'm eating some nuts. If you're looking for low carb, you can have almonds and hazelnuts. I think are somewhat like on the edge, but those are things that you can have, and those are the things that I have been snacking on. Oh, avocados I've been having a lot. Those are the big things that I'm eating as far as kind of keto right now. If you have other like questions about what I eat, what I like to eat, I can definitely do another what I eat in a day video. Totally happy to do that. That was a really fun video to make. And then Nicole E. Mart, or is it just Nicole with 2 E's? I don't know. We'll see. If that is you, you can comment down below and let me know. She asked, do I see any positive results as far as my PCOS with eating in the kind of keto way or lower carb? And yes, I definitely do. I definitely have like lighter cycles, and my cycles are definitely more regular. I tend to ovulate earlier in the month because I still just kind of check on that stuff just to see where I'm at, because we are actively preventing having another baby. So I just kind of check on that stuff, but I've noticed that when I am doing low carb, I ovulate earlier in the month, which is awesome. I also don't get a lot of the physical symptoms of my PCOS, and this might be a TMI, but honestly, like, you're watching a life update and this is part of my life. People with PCOS have higher testosterone in their body, and so sometimes they'll get like chin hair growth, and I notice that I don't have as much of that when I am eating low carb, and I don't feel as hungry. And this is just for me. This is not saying that you need to go out and start a low carb diet. It's something that you could try. Be sure that you are investing in it in the long haul, and also make sure that if you are doing low carb, you are also making sure that you're eating things that are gonna fuel your body, because I've seen people do low carb and they've lost a lot of weight like by eating steak and eggs every day, but you also need to make sure you're putting in your greens and like your veggies and that kind of thing too. I think that it has helped me, and you can always DM me and ask questions. I'm totally open to that, and I'll let you know how things are going. I'm an open book, you guys. Another good YouTube friend of mine, her name is Orly C. She commented on this post. Hey girl. She wanted to know where I see myself in 5 years, like job, kids, YouTube, anything else. She also said, congratulations, you're killing it. Thank you. That means so much to me. So where do I see myself in 5 years? That is a good question, because right now I kind of just think I'm taking it day to day. In 5 years, Delilah will be 15. Oh my gosh, like I can't even think about that right now. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. And Harrison will be 7, so I'll have a high schooler and a first grader or second grader. So I just had a little moment there. We will definitely be busy, I'm sure, with having a teenager and like an elementary school kid. I don't know what it's gonna be like to parent a teenager. Like, that is kind of a fear of mine, even though I'm a high school teacher and like I work with teenagers all the time. To have my own kid be a teenager just kind of blows my mind. As far as my job, I hope to still be working in the same place. I love my job. Pretty much never want to leave. Not pretty much. I never want to leave ever, because my job is the best. Not only the job that I do, but the people who I work with and my students and just our school in general is just phenomenal. So I plan to still be working there. I will definitely still be doing YouTube. I don't really have any expectations as far as where my channel is gonna go in 5 years. If you guys are still around watching my content, that would be amazing. If you watch my social media planner videos, you'll know that I do set YouTube goals and stuff, but that's just to like keep me motivated on working on stuff. That's not necessarily because I'm trying to like be this ridiculously huge YouTuber. It's just something that keeps me going. I hope that I continue to meet amazing people. I would love to work with some amazing brands. That would be something that would be so cool. I have like this like bucket list of people that I want to collab with. It probably will never happen because these people are pretty large YouTubers, but it would be amazing if we were friends. It'd be amazing if I just even got to like talk to them. Like, I don't know what it is, but when you see someone on YouTube and you can relate to them, I think it's really cool and special. Those are, I guess, where I'd like my channel to go, is just kind of keep going. And I think that in 5 years, or like in 5 more years, I just have to be willing to like go with the flow. And then I'd actually like to build like a little space that I can just have as like a filming space, which would be cool, or like designate a space that's not my living room with my couch in the background. Unless you guys are like into that, that's that's totally cool too. But those are kind of what I would like for my YouTube channel, but I don't know how long it will take to get there. So now I'll answer the questions you guys left over in the YouTube community feature. Okay, so Jennifer McKinney commented on the YouTube community feature and she says, greetings from Salem. Hey, that's awesome. You're really close to me. She said, curious about your family's organic eating. When did that start? What are some benefits since following that diet? So there's so many benefits to organic eating. I'll just link you guys some articles down below if you're interested. I don't want to get all preachy and like, I don't want to get on a soapbox about organic eating because I have a lot to say about it, but I will just link you some articles that I like. But basically it makes me feel better feeding myself and my kids organic stuff because I know that it doesn't have any harmful chemicals used on it. We started eating organic, like all organic, probably like 2011, 2012. I was a little bit more hesitant to start, to be honest. My husband was kind of the driving force. He's really into health and has been someone who's been a great resource for me as I've been learning. He actually eats like all raw foods, and I wouldn't call him a raw vegan because he doesn't eat vegan. He just eats the things that are healthy for his body and what makes him feel good. And like I said before, when I'm talking about low carb, all of our bodies need different things. So he's been kind of the driving force and like very interested in learning about health and like the environment and that kind of thing. So that is kind of what started our family on eating organic. And as it's become more available and at a reasonable price with store brands, I figured why not? Why not just switch all of our groceries to organic? It's so easy to do. And if you guys want me to show you like how I grocery shop for organic stuff, I would be happy to take you guys along. So just let me know if that is something you guys want to watch too. Okay, so the next question comes from Kylie Ann and she says, hi, love your channel by the way. Love you too, girl. I'm curious in what ways you help instill and teach self-confidence with your kiddos. From your past videos, it seems like you do a great job of fostering body positivity and autonomy, which is really cool. Have a great day. So I could probably make an entire video about this, but some of the things that I do is I always ask my kids before I do anything that's related to their body. I want them to understand consent from a very early age. So whether that's me like helping them change their shirt, giving them a hug or a kiss, giving them a high five, touching their belly, tickling them, anything that like has to do with their body, I always ask them. And sometimes, especially with my toddler, I am waiting around a while, especially if it's like, can I change your shirt right now? And sometimes, I mean, nobody's perfect. Sometimes we have to run out the door and I just have to change his shirt really fast. But for the most part, that is what I try to stick to. So that's the first one. And then my daughter's a preteen. And so we've been hearing some stuff about, I hate myself, I'm not good enough, I don't like this part about my body. And so we just always talk about that your body was made exactly how it needs to be. And it's not done changing. It's not done growing yet. And no matter what shape and size that it grows into, you're perfect in it. And don't ever let anybody tell you different. And I think that that message has been really fundamental for her. She is so much more confident than I was as a kid. Like she just has this like sense of self that is so incredible. It's pretty amazing to watch. So if you guys want, I could make another video. I did kind of a video about how I talk to my kids about body positivity and like instill that in them. So I can leave that down below if you're interested in watching it. But if you want more specific information, feel free to ask. Priscilla Medina says, how do you juggle work, family, and a house along with your YouTube channel and Instagram account? I would love to hear some tips about that because I'm a mom, wife, and work as well. I'm trying to juggle everything all at once and it sometimes is hard. Girl, yes, it's so hard. The first thing that I did to make juggling all of that much easier is to start working from home. If that is even slightly an option for you or something you're interested in doing, I would say go for it, pursue it. It has made it so that I can like do a load of dishes on my lunch break. I can film a video on my lunch break. I can pick up my kids really quick if I need to. Like if they need to be home with me, I can keep them home and still get my work done. So that is something that has been instrumental in being able to juggle it all. And honestly, like I don't know like what I'm presenting on camera, but sometimes I don't. My house can be a hot mess and you probably have seen it in some of my day in the life videos, and that's okay because that's real life. I've had like super rude comments about like my cleaning videos and stuff. Like people will say my house is disgusting. My house is not just cluttered, it's dirty and disgusting. And first of all, like, I would like to know how these people know that when they've never even been in my house, but that is another rant for another day. But honestly, sometimes I don't. I just got our garage like fresh and clean and everything organized in there. Well, not even everything. Like, we still have two big piles, like I call them my little rat's nests, that are just gross little places where we have clutter in the garage. But I just got that done for the first time in several years. Like, that was a catch-all. We were just like throwing crap in there, and it was just this, we just got our room like finally cleaned out because we don't have co-sleeping kids in there anymore. So honestly, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I will choose to play with my kids instead of clean. Sometimes I will choose to clean instead of, you know, have fun at the moment. Like, sometimes I guess you have to just choose what you're gonna do that day and how it's gonna go. So another way that I like keep on top of things is honestly, like, I will ask for help with the kids, or I will take an extra day of daycare, which I hate doing. But if I need to get something done, I can get it done a lot faster when I'm here by myself than when I have little people grabbing and wanting to help. Sometimes I'll do that and it helps. But honestly, like, I think establishing a routine is critical. I get up a half an hour before my kids so that I can check my work emails. So that's out of the way, so I can start on my like more interactive work stuff when I'm home and during my work hours. So I create extra time by getting up early, establishing a routine. Sometimes I work on the weekends if I don't finish everything, but honestly, it's just kind of a juggling act, and it's hard. Like, it's really hard to do all of it, but they are all things that I love. I love my job. I love my social media and the people who follow me. I love my family, of course, and I sometimes have to let one of them sacrifice. Like, while I'm filming this video, I probably haven't posted on YouTube in like 3 or 4 days just because I needed like a mental health break. Honestly, like, I just needed to take some space, and I'm not really gonna get into that unless you guys have specific questions about it, but I just needed to take some space and like recenter myself and get back on track. So sometimes you have to do that too. Sometimes you have to let one thing go and just like make sure that you have all the other things in place. So I don't have a great answer because I don't honestly know, but those are just the things that I do. And what do you do? If you're watching this video, what do you do? Leave that down in the comments below. How do you do it all? How do you get it all done? And then Sarah Miller has a very similar question. She says, how do you juggle work and keeping up on the house? I'm a single mom trying to juggle it all, and I'd love to hear some tips. Girl, like, you're my hero right now. All single moms everywhere are my hero. Like, because you are both mom and dad, you are working full-time, I'm guessing, and you take care of your kids. Like, I hope, number one, that you are practicing some self-care, girl. Like, that is what I would recommend. But how do I keep up on my housework and juggle work? I don't. Sometimes my house is a hot mess, but what I try to do and what I aspire to do is I have a cleaning checklist in my planner. It's daily and weekly. So there's some things that I hope to get done every day, and there are some things that I hope to get done every week, or that I have goals to get done. I employ my kids. My kids work around the house. My daughter has chores. Even my 2-year-old son has some chores, and it has been so much help, like, now that they have chores and that they can help too. And then I guess the last one is, don't beat yourself up about it if you go to bed with dishes in the sink. Sometimes it's gonna happen, and you gotta take care of you. You gotta make sure that you are caring for yourself and your family first. And if your house is a tornado and you're in bed already and you just don't want to do it, don't do it. Every once in a while, that's okay. And don't ever let any mom or person or whoever it is shame you if your house is messy one day. You have kids, you work, you're a single mom, like, you're entitled to have some mess around your house, girl. So don't let anybody tell you any different. This video is gonna be ridiculously long, so if you're watching it, I hope you brought your popcorn and your snacks. This was really fun, and I'm glad that you guys asked for a life update because I love filling you guys in on the things that are going on in my life. So thank you so much. If you are new around here and this is your first time stopping by, hey, my name is Caitlin. I do like everything on this channel, a lot of planner and organization stuff, but also some mom content, and then also just some like random sit down stuff too. So, but if you like all of that, or any of that, or some of it, or even a little bit, feel free to hit that red subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you with us. If you are one of my BAM fam people, hey guys, whether you have been here from the very beginning or you are new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. You rock my world so much, and I always just want to give you a big hug. Like, in my my mind at the end of each video, I visualize hugging you guys as a group. So here is your internet hug for the day. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you so much for all of your kind words and comments. And I've been updating you guys that I haven't been around. So thank you so much for being patient with me as I've been getting back to uploading. So thank you so much for all of that. I miss making videos and I am ready to be back. So thank you all so much for being here. If you want to find me on other social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and all of that stuff is in the description box below. And by the way, you guys, have fun today.